Hello. Tom Young here, the residual hustler, and I have a question for you. And that question is, what would you do what would your answer be? What would you do if you lost your job tomorrow and there were no other jobs around? I actually posted this yesterday and only got a couple of responses, and those responses were from people that already own a business, and they responded. But the people, most of the world, 90% of the world that are just an employee and have like a regular 9-to-5 job, none of them responded because they don't know what they would do. So the question is, what would you do if you lost your job tomorrow and there were no other jobs available? What would you do? How would you bring in income into your family? How would you feed yourself? How would you feed your kids? How would you feed your pets? How would you pay your mortgage? How would you pay your rent? How would you pay your car payment? If you lost your job today and there were no other jobs available, nowhere, what would you do? I know what I would do. I've been doing it for 8 years. But what would you do? And I put that post up yesterday to make people think, try to come up with a solution to the problem before there's even a problem. Like right now, this pandemic, that's the problem. Restaurants, gyms, closing, that's the problem. Bartenders, waitresses, restaurants, anybody in those industries where we're shut down right now for the next 3 weeks, that's the problem. Well, what would the solution be? What would the solution be to those problems? The solution would be to have more than one source of income. I have roughly 5 sources of income. And I started building my residual hustler brand with what I do in 2012. That's 8 years ago. So with today's problem with the pandemic and the shutdown, I already had a solution in place if anything were to happen with me. Now, I still work part-time in my family's business. I went down to part-time. I semi-retired when I was 45, 3 years ago. So if that business were to totally shut down from the pandemic, I still have 4 other sources of income. So I'm still fine. But if you just have a regular 9-to-5 job, or say if you're somebody that works on commission, like a realtor, okay, and things happen where you get shut down. Like before, when you were shut down, you could not have any closings. Right now, realtors are loving life because it's a seller's market. People are paying way too much for houses, overpaying in my opinion. There's no way in hell I would buy a house right now and pay over what it's actually worth, knowing in a year from now it's going to be rock bottom. But people are doing it anyway, and those realtors are living the high life right now. With the last shutdown, they could not go to closings. It was like 2 months where they couldn't have closings. So imagine losing 2 months, a realtor losing 2 months of income, and it happens. What would you do if you lost your job tomorrow and there were no other jobs available? And again, if you look at my post from yesterday, the couple people that responded are business owners. They already know what they would do. They've been preparing for different things. A business owner usually has more than one source of income. And there's many people that have just a regular, 9-to-5 job, but then they have side hustles, like I've had for the last 8 years. So with this pandemic, with the closing down right now in Pennsylvania starting tomorrow, going on through January 4th, there's a lot of people that I know that I see complaining on Facebook that they're losing their job, they're losing income. They've had side hustles in place, but they didn't work them because they were doing well at their 9-to-5 job. So now when there's a problem that smacks you right in the face, you're now scrambling. How do I pay my rent? How do I pay my mortgage? Well, if you prepare for the problem, when the problem hits, the solution's already there. There's no scrambling. So again, answer the question, what would you do if you lost your job tomorrow and there were no other jobs? You have to think about that. That's what my post was about yesterday, was to make you think, what if? What if? Okay? You know, right now what's going on with the election and the shit show 2020 has been, who knows? Who knows? I mean, right now my online business has blown up because of COVID. So some people have lost their jobs, other people thrive even more because people are buying stuff online. This year for Christmas, 2020, online sales are going to be the highest they have been since the internet came around in the early 90s. Since Amazon came around in the mid-90s. 2020 is going to have the highest amount of gross sales online since the day the internet was born. So I sell on Amazon, I sell on eBay. I've had a bunch of sales on those two platforms lately. You know, people are afraid to go out because of the pandemic and go out Christmas shopping, but so they'll buy everything online. I did everything. This year was the first year I actually did 100% of my shopping all online and didn't go to stores to buy Christmas gifts. So, but going back to my original thing from yesterday, just think about this. Just think about this for a minute. What would you do if you lost your job tomorrow and there were no other jobs? How would you feed your family? What would you do? I know what I would do. I would have a side hustle already going and then just ramp that up if that were to happen. I would look for stuff to sell around my house online. Whatever it is, if I haven't touched it in like 6 months to a year, I would sell it on eBay. I would sell clothes on eBay. I would sell books on eBay. If you can't sell on Amazon, then sell on eBay. You can sell used clothes, used shoes, sneakers, books. If you have old school books laying around, sell those on eBay. If you have anything that's bigger laying around, sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Okay? Did you also know that you can sell on Facebook? Facebook actually has a shop which is separate from the marketplace, where you can go online. Hey William, how you doing, buddy? You will go online on Facebook and you can list stuff for sale in like a Facebook store, which is separate than marketplace. I would do that. Gary Vee just started talking about this stuff a year ago, but it's been going on for years. I've been doing it myself for 5 years, or actually on eBay for 25 years. eBay just sent me a 25-year certificate along with a shirt and some stuff in the mail, because in 1995 when eBay started, I was one of the first sellers in that first year, and it's now their 25-year anniversary, and they sent me some swag and some stuff for being with them for 25 years. But that's what I would do, and many people did not answer that question on my post because they didn't know what to do. They would scramble. You know, if you ran out of stuff in your house to sell, I would call my family and friends and say, hey, you got any junk you don't want? I'll take it. You get it for free. You sell it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace and put it up there. If you could have $100 a day in sales, that's $3,000 a month for your bills by selling your stuff around the house and other people's stuff around their house that they don't want on eBay. That's just one solution. Something else that I do that creates residual income is I get paid when people pay their electric bills and their cell phone bills. When people pay these bills every month, I get a residual check on the 15th of every month. No matter what happens, if there's a pandemic or not, I still get paid on the 15th of the month, because you're still going to pay your electric bill and you're still going to pay your cell phone bill. That is why I got involved in that in the energy business 8 years ago, March 2012. That is why I got involved. They are essential services that you cannot live without, and you're going to pay for regardless. Even if you lost your job and had no income, you would be calling your cell phone provider and your home electric provider and begging them not to shut you off. Okay? You'll stop paying your mortgage before you stop paying your electric bill or your cell phone bill. We all live on our cell phones. That's why I got involved. That's one thing I do with residual income. Another thing I do is I create designs and sell them on t-shirts on Amazon. Same thing with cell phone cases, where I upload my designs to Amazon and they get put on cell phone cases. They get put on books. You know, when those things sell, all I do is I upload a design one time and Amazon sells it over and over and over again, and every month they send me a royalty check. Okay, also I call it a residual check. So it's those types of things that if you start doing, imagine if you started doing those things like a year ago, when the pandemic hit and jobs are lost and everything, it would not be as stressful as it is. If you lost your job, it would not be as stressful as it could be, because you had a plan in place. But people don't think about those things. They live week to week, paycheck to paycheck, and if their bills are paid and there's not even any more money left at the end of the month, they're happy because their bills are paid. If your bills are paid and you got an extra $50 or $100 left over, you're looking for a way to spend it on some piece of crap you don't need. You're wasting money. Imagine if you put that $50 a month into your savings account, and then when something like a pandemic hits and you're out of work or you lose your job and there's no other jobs, you have some sort of cushion in your savings account. It's these simple little things. And this is what I teach people. This is what I help people do. I've been doing it for 8 years. If you want more information, you can go to the website, residualhustler.com, and you will see the website. You'll see what I do. And you can always reach out. If you need help, all you got to do is just let me know. All you got to do. In moments like this is when my business thrives, because the people that did not prepare are now reaching out to me asking for help. What do I do? What do I do? I lost my job. Everything is shut down. I have no income. What do I do to survive? And then it's starting with them from ground zero, which is extremely difficult, because with what I do takes time. And you got to be willing to put in that time before the problem even hits. So, but that's it. Answer that question to yourself in your own mind. What would you do if you lost your job tomorrow and there were no other jobs? Nowhere. What would you do to feed your family? So just think about that. You don't have to do what I do. Just come up with something, Google it. If you need help, let me know. Reach out to me. I can certainly help you. But find something that's going to create some sort of residual income for you. That's going to continue to bring in money for you month after month during a pandemic and during a time of crisis like this. Find something. That could be the solution to a problem you don't even know exists yet, like this pandemic. So, but that's it, guys. I'm actually heading home right now. It's coming up on 9 o'clock. I've got the next 3 days. Today, Saturday, and Sunday, I have 32 hours of training that I'm doing. 10 hours today, 12 hours tomorrow, and 10 hours on Sunday. It's all online. with roughly 40 to 50,000 other people. It's usually an event that goes on live in Las Vegas, but because of the pandemic and what's going on and the restrictions on people, the event is online, and I'm part of it. And Sylvester Stallone is actually one of the speakers, along with some others like Dean Graziosi. A lot of guys on there that have built $1 million and multi-million-dollar businesses, teaching you how to do the same thing. So this way, I invest in myself. It cost me money to do this over the next 3 days. I invest in myself to develop. I learn from this, and I teach it to others. ILT. Invest, learn, and teach. That's what I do. So visit the website, residualhustler.com, if you want more info. Reach out to me if you need help. I'm always here to help. See ya.